Once upon a time, in a cozy little home, lived a young man named Rio and his beloved cat, Belang. Belang was an energetic and playful feline, always managing to bring a smile to Rio's face. One warm afternoon, Rio had invited his friends over. They gathered on the living room floor, which was simply covered with a soft carpet, and engaged in light-hearted conversation over snacks and drinks. The atmosphere was relaxed and filled with laughter. Suddenly, from the direction of the kitchen, Belang darted out. He sprinted across the living room with surprising speed, seemingly startled by something. In his haste, he stepped squarely onto a piece of cake left on the floor and bumped into a small table, sending a glass of iced tea crashing down, the liquid spreading across the carpet. Rio and his friends could only watch in momentary silence at the brief chaos. The following morning, something felt amiss to Belang. Usually, he would be greeted by the comforting sound of kibble being poured into his plastic food container. But this morning, the bowl remained empty. Belang paced around, meowing softly, hoping Rio would soon appear with his breakfast. Yet, the bowl stayed empty even as the afternoon sun began to dip in the sky. With a voice barely above a whisper, Belang finally approached Rio, who was engrossed in a book. "Oh master," he meowed plaintively, "why haven't you given me any food?" Rio looked up slowly, his gaze meeting Belang's. He was quiet for a moment, a thoughtful expression on his face. "You know what you did wrong yesterday, don't you?" he finally asked. "When my friends were visiting, you suddenly ran out from the back and through the living room, stepped all over the cake, and knocked over a glass of drink, making quite a mess." Belang lowered his head slightly. "Excuse me, my lord," he replied softly, "but at that time I was fast asleep, and then I woke up suddenly, startled by the sound of my sweetheart calling for me. I immediately rushed outside in a hurry." Rio sighed, a small smile playing on his lips. "All right," he said. "As a little bit of punishment, every time I come home from work, you'll have to agree to massage my tired legs and back. Now, you can eat. Let's get you some food." Belang perked up immediately, his tail giving a little flick of joy. Despite the punishment that awaited him later, the prospect of a full belly now was more than welcome. And from that day on, Belang tried his best to be more mindful of his sudden bursts of energy, especially when Rio had guests. And, true to his word, or as best as a cat could, he would often knead his paws on Rio's legs and back after a long day.